What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really want to talk about this situation with Don Lemon, all right? And again, I don't have any problems with Don Lemon. Don Lemon's from Louisiana. I believe he now lives in New York. Long-time contributor on CNN. And of course, just like Joy Reid, he got his Negro wake-up call. They got rid of his ass, and then he got fired, okay? But another thing that many of us know about Don Lemon is that Don Lemon is, he's LGBTQ, right? And not only is Don Lemon LGBTQ, Don Lemon is married to a white man, all right? Don Lemon is married to a white man. And, you know, people can do what they want to do. That's not my real criticism of Don Lemon, but I will tell you one thing. Whenever I see these guys talking about racism and white supremacy, it's always somebody like Don Lemon and Van Jones and these other guys who are all married to white people. Now, I covered not so long ago that they're trying to protest for DEI. And once we found out about DEI, we understood that DEI really is something that helps white women. It doesn't really help black women or black people. DEI, most of the positions, a diversion, equity, inclusion is what it means. It pretty much is supposed to get minorities into higher level managerial roles in corporate America. But the reality is that it helps white women more than anything else. So when you get people like Al Sharpton talking about let's go ahead and protest, protest these brands who are against DEI, what he's really saying is let's protest these brands who don't want to help further white women in their agenda. All right. And this is somebody who's supposed to be pro-black. Now, Don Lemon got into it with, I don't know if you want to call her conservative, I'll call her independent content creator and broadcaster, Megyn Kelly. All right. Megyn Kelly is very controversial. I mean, she's been on NBC News. She's been on Fox News. I mean, she's either well loved or well hated and all of this. But for whatever reason, they're going and getting into it. That's not the issue here, because my main thing is listening to the response to Don Lemon. I want you to hear what Don Lemon has to say once he addresses Megyn Kelly.
And by the way, Megyn, let me just say something. Deal with your own house and tell your husband to stop looking at my husband across the room. It's weird. Okay? I never take glee in anyone's downfall. I didn't take glee in Megyn Kelly. I'm talking about Megyn Kelly. I didn't take glee in her downfall when she was fired from NBC.
And really what's happening here is when one cannot generate light on one's self by oneself, they may find it fine just to bathe in the reflective light of someone else who actually is successful.
I am actually embarrassed for her that she does what she does. And so I think that when people hold up a mirror to you, that sometimes you just need to look in that mirror and go, you know what, maybe they're right. And let me just hold up a mirror, because she's saying that I did this or whatever, but here's a mirror. These are the times, some of them, not all of them, that she has attacked just me, has used me for content and to resurrect her career after she got fired. This is just some of the times that she's attacked me. You will rarely find a headline of me attacking or calling Megyn Kelly out, except for when she got fired and I had to analyze it. Maybe people would like you, and the women would like you more if you weren't such what you said about my former colleague. And by the way, Megyn, let me just say something. Deal with your own house and tell your husband to stop looking at my husband across the room. It's weird. Okay?
So Megyn Kelly is married to a man by the name of Douglas Brunt. So he's telling Douglas Brunt, listen, tell your husband to stop looking at my husband, my white husband. It's creepy. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, and then you see all the black women that are there in the comment section and, oh my God, look at Don. Don is, he's on point. He don't even really care. And I'm like, listen, I know you guys are Don Lemon fans, but do we understand what's happening here? We have a person who is so big on racism, white supremacy, the white man is holding us back, and you're telling a white woman to tell your husband to stop looking at my white husband. And then when blacks hear that, I'm gonna just tell you what it sounds like, okay? You know, there's a lot of hypocrisy in Black America, and some that we can deal with. We're going to be honest. Okay, I wouldn't put Don Lemon's, the fact that he's in a gay relationship with a white man. We're not going to put that above, in this case, what the contradiction is of Dr. Umar Johnson, which Don Lemon ain't never promised the Black community nothing. Don Lemon has never scammed the Black community, but Dr. Umar Johnson has, okay? And Dr. Umar Johnson has not committed to anybody, okay? He just hasn't, and we understand that. Dr. Umar Johnson has never committed to anyone, all right? With that being the whole agenda and everything else, Dr. Umar Johnson is in a position where he can keep being forgiven. And the reason why he will keep being forgiven is because of who he's at least loyal to date, which is Black women, okay? That's how the community works, right? I'm not saying that it's fair, but if you are dating in the Black community and you have a Black spouse, then people are going to be more willing to listen to you, or if you have a history of dating somebody Black. If you are Kamala Harris, right? You're Kamala Harris. You're Don Lemon. You're somebody like Van Jones, and you cry about racism, white supremacy, and then at the same time, you are with the people that you're complaining about, not saying that they're racist. We're not saying that. It's hard for somebody to take that individual very seriously, all right? And what Black people start to do, unless it's Black women, but a lot of Black men in particular, and some Black people, we start to say, nah, like this person's message is not evident in their lifestyle. We feel like whatever they're saying got to be a sham. So Donald Trump, who's more straightforward to the point, even if he do have a base of people who might be against Blacks, we would rather deal with that person because we feel that he's more honest. Like, not saying that Blacks like Donald Trump or care about him too much, but they will trust that person over somebody like Don Lemon. When you find Don Lemon out here fighting for somebody's husband because he's looking at your, this is a person you talking about fighting for the Black struggle, and you're talking to a white woman, keep your husband away from my husband. And it's like, if you had an issue with Megyn Kelly, that issue should have stayed with Megyn Kelly. All of that, your husband is looking at my husband, Don Lemon, brother, it didn't make you look good, because that's not important in the first place. What does that mean? That don't mean a hill of bean. I mean, you make yourself look silly. Then you're gonna come back, you and Van Jones, and cry about Donald Trump and how racist he is, but then we're gonna come back around to the Black community and see you fighting over Zaddy. And it just doesn't make any damn sense to me. I felt like that was completely against the argument. If you felt that he had looked at your husband and all of that, which you can't really prove that he did it, you're trying to say basically your husband is gay, then just leave it at the issue of what it was talked about. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you just heard the bell. We're out.